Hey, what's up guys? I'm Rook and I bought a C6 Grand Sport in 2026 and this is why. So crazy story, right? I sat in this exact car 2 years ago, saw it at a car show. At the time I was like gaining interest in the C6 Corvette because I had an E36 and I bought it to the track and it wasn't the best first track day. My spark plugs and everything was like going out, the motor had issues, the chassis had a little bit of rust as much as I reinforced it. But just having one track day opened my mind to getting something that's, you know, a better car. And track day as in road racing, I know drifting is a pretty big thing right now and I will get to that later on. You know, the GR86s, the FRSs, all those cars were doing really good on those tracks, Honda S2000s, and shout out to the Honda Fit, underrated, probably one of the best like cars you could get. But I had like a budget and I started doing research and you know, I made a couple friends and stuff and they were telling me like about their race cars and all this stuff. They had AccuSumps and I'm like, what's an AccuSump? And you know, the more questions you ask, the more knowledgeable you get. So I went online and I'm like, what's the best overall car in today's market? Granted, C6 prices are going up heavily. And I kept looking and looking and I came across the C6. Now that was a Z06. I'm like, that's pretty cool. But then I'm starting hearing about lifter issues and all these different issues that the LS7 comes with. And then, you know, of course I see the base model. Before I got to sit in this car and meet the owner, a previous owner of this car. And the base model, you know, had the regular brakes, didn't have a dry sump, which was one of the key things I was looking for as I grew knowledge up on a dry sump, which is pretty cool how a dry sump works. So basically I'm like in this dilemma. I go to my local car meet here in New York, right? And I see this C6. I don't really know much about like a Grand Sport trim. I knew it was a trim, but I didn't really like know that it had a dry sump and the Z06 brakes. I just thought it was a wide body version of a Z06. So I meet the owner, I look at the calipers, I'm like, yep, that's Z06 calipers. He opens the engine for me. I'm looking for like an oil cap and stuff. And I see like a dry sump cap. Just out of curiosity, I'm at this car show and I asked the owner, hey, do you mind if I sit in it? And you know, he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, you know. And I sat in the car. I'm like, wow, like this is really nice. It's sick. He basically proposes that he was gonna sell the car eventually. So I'm like, look, give me like a year or so and I will buy this car off of you. At the time I was like in like a weird place, but I knew no matter what, I had to get this car over here. Like, I don't know, I don't care what it took. I don't know, you know, it didn't even matter. I knew I needed a Grand Sport and specifically this car. So before like purchasing the car, just a little backstory, I come from drift cars. So I got an S14. If you look at my previous videos, you would see that there's an S14 that I built, 1JZ. It's pretty cool. I got it like, honestly, I got it in 2016. So it's been 10 years. Basically, you know, I come from 240s. I built a 1JZ 240SX S14. If you guys want to go like look at my previous YouTube video, they're not good videos, but they will show you like, you know, how cool that car is. I come from drift cars. I was a big car enthusiast. You know, I loved all the JDM cars. So, you know, it was a weird switch to go to a European, which was the E36. I had two of them, probably one of the best cars ever made, ever. And I stood in touch with him. Before a year I didn't speak to him though, because he was like, he wanted to sell it. In 2025, right after my birthday, I just happened to shoot him a text. I'm like, hey, because in my mind, I'm basically at work and I'm like really thinking about like what car I'm gonna get. I feel like I'm left out of options and I really like the price point he was at when we first met. And he said if I'm ready, he will hold true to that price point. So I'm like, all right, okay, I'm kind of ready to get the next car. I'm kind of ready to take that next step in my car choices. So, you know, just something told me like, hey, call the guy you met at that car meet and see if he still has a car and if he's selling it. Thank God I texted him. So I texted him and I'm like, hey, I know it's been a while, but do you still happen to have the Grand Sport? He actually comes back with a reply like, yes, I still have the car. Would you like to buy it? Or like something along those lines. And I'm like, there's no way you have this car. I'm like, hey, like, give me like 2 months and I will come and I would try and buy this car. So, I needed a little bit more time just to get to the price point that he was at. And every month I'm like, hey, I think it was around like late September. So, I would text him like a week. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get this in October. And I realized like, okay, it wouldn't be smart for me to get this in October. And I text him again. I'm like, hey, officially, I finally save up enough to where I can get this car comfortably. So that's basically the backstory on how I got this car, this exact car. It's almost like I kind of manifested it. So I sat in it, we spoke, and out of luck, he did not sell it. And I was like, perfect, and bingo. And I go pick up the car, and here we are today. So like, I could have got a C7. I feel like I could have got any other Corvette, but at the same time, the C7 I feel like was too kind of like modern like for me, and I kind of like the analogness that still remains in the C5 and the C6. So that's one of the other main reasons why I got a C6 over a C7, and of course, over a C8, even though that is completely out of my budget at the moment. But they were trending for 50, and I maybe could have got it, but it's just I wanted something more analog and something more, like driver connected, something manual, something that, you can roll through gears and kind of feel everything. You could feel the road, you could feel the how the car feels, and honestly, the design of this car is supremely timeless. It is such a timeless design, such a timeless car. Okay, so with that being said, there are a lot of mods that I want to do. So first thing I'm going to do is the brake system. Then we're going to move on to the tow hook. I'm doing the entire brake system. We're talking blue calipers, we're talking all the brake fluid and everything. Tow hook, one of the important things, fire extinguisher. It's not mounted, it's just there, but that's one of the videos I'll be making. Dash cam, there's no dash cam. I picked up a really cool dash cam. So another big thing, tires. If you look at these tires, they are dry rotted to no return. These tires are literally 10 years old. The brake fluid on this car was 10 years old. I just refreshed the clutch fluid from the top. That was a pain. That was a painful process, but we got it done. Yeah. So those advents that I picked up, those are also going to be done along with the brake job, because it is really important that I get to all that stuff early on, because I really don't want this thing to take a crap on me at any point. The previous owner did take care of it, but there was a lot of things kind of neglected, and it was really just a weekend car, I could only imagine, for him. So luckily it is in good hands, thankfully, and I really just want to work on this car and make things right. Yeah, so that's basically a lot of the reasons why I bought the C6 Grand Sport. Also, in today's car market, it's almost impossible to find something that's like really good, has everything that you want. Other than that, this thing is a beautiful car. I mean, it is sick. So if you could get a Grand Sport in manual, if you find something for 35K, no more than 40 with low miles, I would jump on it as soon as you can, because it literally is, in my opinion, a better Z06. So to me, this isn't just ownership of the car. This is more so the journey, the build, the passion, and I am, pretty stoked to see where this car goes the more I upgrade it. And it's just, honestly, I hope this car pays itself back tenfold, and it definitely will. I highly recommend, if you're out there and you want to get a C6 Grand Sport, or you want to get a Z06, or you want to get a base model, it doesn't matter what C6 you get. At the end of the day, they're all really good cars. Just get the C6, because the prices are not getting any lower. They're only going up by the thousands by the year. And there are even reports of people selling their base and their other C8 models to literally downgrade to a C7 or a C6. So that is just another reason why, you should definitely get a C6 Corvette. This is why I got a C6 Corvette. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you want to keep up with the build. If not, that's cool too. And thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.